So this is just a little video to explain how you get graded or marked on your review pages. So each chapter that you go through, there is no chapter test, but you are being asked to complete the review pages in your paper package. If you pick that up, they're on yellow. And basically these kind of work a little bit funny. So I thought I'd give an explanation for them. So there's 5 different components that I'm taking a look at. In marking, you're basically going to start with 10 out of 10. And any of these would result in deductions. The first 2 components are fixed. So if you hand things in, if you've lost marks in these 2 sections, that's fixed. If you've handed things in, if you've lost marks in these lower 3 sections, that means that you can resubmit your review pages and we can increase the mark for that review page or for that chapter's review pages. So basically the first component would be for completion. So did you answer all of the review pages? If you didn't, you get a half mark deduction for each question or part of question not answered. So do read carefully, make sure you're answering all parts because that is a fixed component. So it would be a maximum of 4 marks deducted. So if there were 8 questions you didn't answer, or 8 parts of questions you didn't answer, you could lose up to 4 marks on that, but that's probably not super likely. The next thing is the timeliness of the submission. So this can be done with a little communication with me. They're generally due a week or so after the topic is covered. You can look at the outline for the calendar on that. But that being said, if you need an adjustment, then you just need to communicate with me and make that arrangement. So you're basically on time or you're not, whether you've told me what your on time was going to be or you're going with mine. And there's 1 mark deducted if it's handed in with no communication with me, if it's handed in late. So those 2 are the ones that are fixed. The last 3 components are deductions, but they can be increased. So the quality of your answer. Is the information clear and is there enough detail given? So there'd be a half mark per question if I think your answers need to be improved and added to basically or clarified. Format, so neatness, organization, legibility. You don't have to write out whole paragraphs. You don't have to type your answers. You can write them, but sometimes it's easier to organize your work into tables or lists or bullet points or that sort of thing. I'm not marking your handwriting. If I was, I would definitely lose this mark. So we're just talking about general organization and legibility. Like, have you really put some thought into how you're relating this information? And I would definitely not advise full paragraphs for each of your answers. The last part is creativity. So good review pages will provide applied examples, memory devices, diagrams, colors, etc. where necessary. What these are supposed to do is really help you synthesize that information. And so if there's no extra effort made overall, there is a 1 mark deduction, but I'm also not looking for extreme creativity for every answer. Sometimes, it's just define this term, but maybe in that case, a use of an example might be useful to you. So that's the way the rubrics work. You're marked out of 10. These ones would be fixed. So maybe you were on time, so you get full marks there, so no deductions. You'd want a 0. Maybe you missed 2 questions, so we're -1 on that. Quality of the answers, maybe there were 3 questions. I think you could have done better. Sorry, let's make this easy. So 4 questions you could have done better, so maybe -2. But you're generally pretty good on your format and your creativity. So that would give you a mark out of 7 out of 10. Now, if you wanted to improve that, you could bump your mark to a 9 out of 10. And I've got a helper here. I don't know if you can hear the puppy barking, but that's basically how the review pages are going to go.